Welcome back to My Cup of TV with Jenny.
JD.
So, you'd think that with the boys being in the military, we'd have a really big, long time to catch up. But no. Not that I'm complaining. So we have new music from RM. So this is the pre-release track.
To a whole new album.
To his new album. It's called
Come Back to Me.
I will.
I never left.
Yeah,
though.
alright, that's it. To come back, we have to have left. And
I never left.
if anything, you left.
Yeah.
We've been here waiting. My only concern with RM solo stuff is sometimes we'll watch stuff or listen to it and I'm just like, I'm nowhere near intelligent enough to understand.
No one is. I'll get some of it maybe, like breadcrumbs, but he is Namjoon. He's, so...
To be fair,
who knows?
I never used to have these thoughts about music. It was just, I like this, it sounds good. And off I go enjoying that. Now I'm like, what does it mean? What are you saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they don't always have to have some deeper meaning, but when it comes from someone's brain like Namjoon...
That's why I really liked Lonely.
Yeah.
I'm fucking lonely. Makes complete sense. I get it.
It's fairly obvious, yeah. Yeah, no, I love him. Whenever he posts stuff about art museums, I'm like, that's nice, but I don't understand what that means. But I'm glad you enjoy it.
I would love to go with
while
him
he's
and have
Namjooning.
him tell me.
Yeah, that's what you want. That's it. Maybe this album, we'll see. We'll see what RM gives us in terms of depth, or if we'll be able to understand it or whatnot. But yeah. And also, like, his breadth of work, you never know what you're going to get with him.
I'm interested to see what vibe he's gone for.
Yeah.
What style, what genre. Okay. So please remember to like, comment and subscribe in the comments. What's your favourite thing about this? About the MV, or like lyrics in the song, or is it the vibe? What is it?
My favourite thing is
RM.
Namjoon. Yep. Is it a house party or something?
Told you I'd find a night, staying good. Spring's always been there. I will sleep in her eyes. Come but told me like you used to do. Be what you be. I will roll you to moon. I forgot the hour. I don't wanna know about the hour. I forgot the shower. Sensual 시간도 아까워. You don't have to be the anything you say. Try not to be, there's something in this say. Come back to me like you used to. Now I could see what life is about. I told you I'd find a night, stay good. Spring's always been here. I will sleep in her eyes. I see you come back to me. I see you come back to me. You are my pain divine. everything you say. Try not to be, try not to be. There's something in this sea. I told you I'd find a night, staying good. Spring's always been here. Our sleeping eyes.
I felt like there wasn't a lot of reaction going on. I was just really absorbed.
Yeah, sorry if we were just concentrating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, I always feel like I'm not smart enough.
I was wondering if, again, just from what I take from it, and I think it's the same with a lot of artists anyway, they will put into things what they feel, but they won't necessarily tell you how you are supposed to feel or how you're supposed to interpret it. So from that, it was almost like, at the end when they walked away, it was almost like the maze of your life.
Yeah.
You know, and so depending on where you go, almost like a little labyrinth, there's lots of little paths within it he took and little stories that were happening. They were all him, but at different stages of his life.
Yeah, I kind of thought it was like he... Maybe if you go through life fearful or not fully giving yourself into people or situations, you know, if you hold back too much, he wasn't happy, he was just going through the motions, and then when he obviously was with her in the room, and then it's like he accepted her then he was much happier in everything.
Yeah.
And then like leaving at the end, I don't know if maybe that would signify, you know, like I've gone through life and then into death, but you move on to that next place happier.
Yeah.
Or the way it was all set up when they left is that you're trying to put yourself into all these different boxes.
Yeah.
Friend in the beginning, dad, husband.
And unless you're choosing to be there and be present, like at the beginning of the party, it's like he didn't want to be there.
No.
But yet he wasn't really making any effort to leave. It was almost like he was like, how did I end up here?
Yeah.
How am I here? You know, you look around, you've got someone snogging to that side and there's smoke and you're just like, why am I here? So it's almost like unless you are choosing to be present, then you're not going to be enjoying it, you know? But you should choose what's right for you. Don't choose it because it's, you know, what you think you should do. So it was almost like at the end, because again, he kept finding himself in these situations and the girl throwing stuff at him. And
Yeah.
He was like, oh, how am I here? But at the end, it was like he walked out and he chose that partner, that woman.
Yeah.
And then they went through the door together, because up to that point, he'd gone through every door on his own.
Yeah.
Or he didn't know how he got there, in the cot with his parents. But I don't know. So maybe it's just about choices. And maybe the comeback to me is sense of self.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, if you don't know yourself, you can't. Yeah.
You're not in a position to give of yourself to
Yeah.
anyone else. It's like you're playing a part where you're not actually happy
Yeah.
versus being there and being present because you want to.
Again,
then your
that
life
would
is
make
brighter.
sense, because if you look at it as a set,
I was going to
movie
say,
set,
it looked like a movie set or
playing
like
the
a labyrinth.
roles, but then when he left, he's leaving as himself.
Yeah. And he looked a lot happier and a lot
Yeah.
calmer, and and when they looked at each other and they like sort of nodded and they were like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, I'm done now, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know, and which happens because almost like your sense of identity as you grow up, maybe it was a house party as a teenager and all these different things, first relationship, whatever. That's not to say that they weren't who you are, but they're different chapters of who you are because you're growing.
Yeah.
And maybe by the end he came to a point of just loving himself or self-acceptance or whatever. Interesting.
The song would go on my cooking playlist with Tay's album.
Yeah,
Just
it's very
lost
chill.
in-
I literally thought he was stoned at the beginning. I was like, he's at this house party, and I was like, a little tweak of a smile on his
Yeah.
face. I was like, are you stoned?
Yeah, it's very much a song just to get lost in. I don't know what I was going to say. Did not feel like nearly 6 minutes.
No, very much just lulled you into a sense of.
And when it started, I was like, okay, it's quite like spoken word.
Yes, actually, yeah. It was
And
more
there was
like
a lot of English at the beginning.
rhythmic spoken word poetry. Yeah, it's a really good way to put it.
I was reading some lyrics along the way, but now I can't kind of grasp any.
Yeah. But it was like relaxingly trippy,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean.
And it felt very introspective.
Yeah, yeah. Because again, even through that character throughout, that it like other people were reacting like it was normal, and he was just like, and he was like, this. Obviously, I say this is a weird thing to say. No sound, because the sound for us was the song.
Yeah.
But it felt almost as if he was not getting the sound either, because obviously the girl, he walked in the door and she was throwing
Screaming
stuff and
at
she was
him,
unhappy,
yeah.
but he was like not, he was like, it was like he was watching
Yeah.
a rerun of a scene and he was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So yeah, weird. But
Again, one of those songs, it's going to come on my headphones and then I'm going to suddenly go,
how did I
I'm
get
at work.
here? Yeah.
How did I get here?
I was trying to think of whether or not it was like a upbeat song or not, because part of that song was making me sad, because it was like he was trying to find his place and going through all of these memories and whatnot. But it ended, obviously visually, the MV that we were taking on, it ended on like a kind of a happy note. But the song itself, just in isolation, audibly, I was like, it doesn't really have any. It could go either way, happy or sad.
I think I'd be really interested to listen to it again with no visuals.
Yeah.
Because, even no lyrics, because I'm starting to wonder, he started off with just him. I don't remember any instruments or music. So now I'm thinking, is it because, were there more instruments added as the song built, and that's why we built into a happiness, like it?
Yes, it did start off very, very simple, predominantly just his voice.
So I now wonder, if I was to listen back to it for that,
Yeah.
would I notice more coming in as we go? As we go, and that's why we've built into a happy feeling at the end.
And the audio track might be shorter, because obviously the silent bit at the beginning, before anything, even the words came in, was just was the video. So on an audio track, it might have to be shorter. Yeah. I think it would be a very interesting journey just to listen to it audibly alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird, because it's one of those songs, like I said, I can't tell if it's happy or sad. It could go either way depending on what you're going to interpret it as when you hear it. But it was enjoyable and it was interesting.
See, for me, it's one of those songs that I don't dislike the song, but I'm not sitting there going, oh my God, I really like it.
Yeah.
I'm like in this whole like, oh.
Yeah.
It's got me thinking. And
That's why it's a bit trippy, a bit spacey. I haven't quite placed it with like an emotion yet. But yeah, maybe after a few more listens. But I get that more so with RM songs than anybody else's.
Yeah.
With RM songs, they're very much a good few listens, and then I'll decide how I feel about it or what it makes me feel. And that's why I do think his is more... And all of the members are artists, but with him I would say it leans more towards art, as it were, than just music.
I've said a couple of times just in this video about feeling not intelligent enough for RM stuff. Do you feel like it gets me? It always gets me thinking. So he is expanding my brain, even if I don't realise.
It's true. It's true. Thought provoking, and that's what art is supposed to do.
Yeah.
But I should say he looked adorable.
Oh, in that cot.
Just in general, his brown little face and his hair, he looked lovely. But I really liked his outfit and the colouring. The washes of colour were different on each scene as well. I really like the almost like a blue dressing gown, almost like not like a hanbok or a kimono, but almost like a kimono style dressing gown in the bathroom with the child and the wife, the brushing the teeth, and that blue, that looked like a really nice outfit. But he looked so nice, and I liked that as well because by the end he was happy.
Yeah, that's all we want for them.
Yeah,
happiness.
But literally at the beginning, I was trying to figure out his facial expression, and I was like, "Are you stoned?"
Yeah.
Because there was a hint of a tiny smile, but his eyes were still so relaxed. I was like, "All right, what's going on?" But yeah. So that for me, I feel like that's almost like a bit of Namjoon, rather than RM. For me, RM is like when he raps and he's like, you know, whereas that was almost like a little window into his soul. We may not fully understand
When you think about that opening part, he was refusing all vices in a way.
Yeah.
Smoking, drinking, sex, you know, he was completely...
Yeah. And he didn't want to be there.
No.
He didn't look happy or even comfortable. He was just literally like, why am I here? Maybe that's because that happens when you reach a certain age. You're like, why the fuck am I here?
Or maybe,
I want to be at home in my PJs.
Maybe it's that
Netflix.
thing where sometimes you lose yourself. People can get lost and they can seek comfort in... I know they wouldn't show drugs with how that's perceived in Korea, but smoking could represent that in a way. People turn to drugs, drink, sex, or just relationships, other people.
Yeah. And then him being potentially representation of, I don't know where I belong.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I belong here. And then he moved into the next scene and he was like, but I don't feel like I belong here either. And then he was like, oh shit, running away. And do you know what I mean? So almost like that sense of find. And again, it's that when you find what works for you, and then he was comfortable to be present and happy, then you saw the scenes, whether it was in the bathroom with the family or just with the girl, or the girl on the bed or at the party. It was more of a, if you're choosing to be there and that's what you want, you'll just be so, you know, a lighter version of yourself, you'll be happy. But at the beginning in each scene it was like, I don't belong here, or why am I here? I don't know. Which, it felt lonely throughout those beginning scenes, and then but when he was the same scenes, the only thing that was different was him, was how he felt about being in that scene. It was fine. You were like, oh, I'm happy for him. So it's interesting. It was how he felt about it.
Okay.
Don't know. We may have just described it, and if he ever sees this, he'll be like, these people are so stupid. I don't know.
It's very obviously a play on a poem by this very famous person.
Literally, I'll be like, I'm so sorry.
From the 1400s.
Yeah. With his scripture. I don't know. But it was funky. And it's, like you say, one of those songs you could just put on and lose time a little bit, which is like what he was doing. He was just losing time.
Was there it could have had an instrumental in it, you know, it would have fit.
Yeah. Also be intrigued to see, he may not have done it on purpose or whatnot, some people do, where he's put that on the album.
Yeah.
Because some people tell a story with the track listing in a
feel
specific
like RM
way.
was very carefully
Tell a story.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that, because that might also lean to telling us whether it's more hopeful, for example, of coming to that happy conclusion, maybe it's near the end of the album versus or near the beginning, because when you're like the questioning. I don't know. Let's see what else is on the album.
Okay. So that was our reaction to RM Come Back to Me. I could just clip that. RM Come Back to Me. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.